Hello everyone and welcome to SUNUP. I'm Lyndall Stout. We join you today from the Southwest Research and Extension Center near Altus for an update on this year's cotton crop. The 245-acre research station is located just south of Altus on Highway 283. Programs also include extension efforts in an 8-county area, all focusing on cotton variety development, irrigation management, alfalfa and small grains, along with soybeans, sorghum, and Bermuda grass. For more details now about the research that goes on here, we're joined by Randy Bowman, who is the Research Director and Cotton Extension Program Director. Randy, give us an overview about the things that you and your crew are working on around here.
Well, the Southwest Research and Extension Center complex consists of 3 facilities. We have the Southwest Station there in Tipton. In Tillman County, we have, of course, this used to be known as the Irrigation Research Station here at Altus. And then, of course, up at Mangum in Greer County, we have the Sandyland Research Station. So we really have 3 research facilities here. Really, if we look at the role of the Southwest Research and Extension Center here at Altus, is to kind of serve, you might say, the cotton agriculture in Oklahoma. It is going to be the main location for nearly all of the field work that goes down relative to cotton production. And it's really just kind of a forward staging of resources that I see about 220 miles, if I remember correctly, from Stillwater.
And let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the situation now for cotton. It's really been a tough season, and it's not letting up anytime soon, it doesn't sound like.
Well, that's correct. Based on my math, I believe we've had somewhere around 2.4 inches of rain since January 1, and I believe our long-term average is nearly 12 from January 1. So we're sitting at about 22% of normal right now. We've had, I believe, 20 days in May with wind gusts in excess of 30 miles an hour. We actually have, I believe, 7 days above 40 and 1 day above 50. So with the high temperatures, if we look at what our temperature situation has been, I believe we've had 6 or 7 days already in the month of May with temperatures above 100 degrees. So what it means is that we have a huge evaporative demand of moisture from the soil, and it has really wreaked a lot of havoc for producers trying to get spring crops established, especially cotton. Altus Irrigation Lake there is about 47% of capacity, which means that if we look at not having any more additional rainfall or runoff in the North Fork of the Red River watershed, our producers would probably be allocated around 6 acre inches of water this year, which obviously, with the conditions that we had during the winter, it's very, very dry soils in a lot of areas. It's going to take most of that irrigation just to get a crop established.
And what are some of those specific challenges as people are planting?
Well, moisture is very important. We have to have, in an ideal situation, we would have a profile of moisture. We would have continuous moisture from the surface of the soil, perhaps 2 to 3, in a better situation, maybe 4 or 5 feet deep. Right now, with the amount of precipitation that we've had, some producers may have, after the recent rainfall, may have about 1 foot of moisture and then a dry zone, which means that the moisture did not meet in the profile. And so if we plant into that and we don't get additional rainfall or have an irrigation event to alleviate that problem, obviously this crop it's going to basically run out of water. And so once it runs out of water, then of course your productivity declines, and if it stays in an extreme drought situation, eventually the crop will die. So it is a tough situation.
And of course, this area of Oklahoma, we're certainly not alone. It's pretty widespread throughout the region.
It is very widespread, of course, all the way to eastern New Mexico. There's no doubt that there's millions upon millions of acres of cotton in jeopardy right now, and we are essentially you might say we're the northeast tip of that area, affected area.
But despite these challenges, Randy's team is still working to establish their trial plots.
We actually have 3 trials here. One is what we refer to as the official variety trial, We have a picker harvested trial. The official variety trial would be stripper harvested. We have a picker harvested variety trial, and also have what we refer to as an advanced strains test, which would include some of the unreleased germplasm from some of the various companies so they can take a look at it here in the southwest area to kind of see how it performs relative to some of the standard type varieties.
And this cotton you planted a week ago?
Yes, this was planted, let's see, I can't remember what day it was, but on a Thursday we picked up about 1.3 inches of rainfall. We kind of rolled the dice on Monday a week ago today we decided to go ahead and plant this. We had a pretty good forecast. We had decent moisture here, although the moisture didn't meet. We were optimistic that we could catch some rain and maybe fix some of our problems. We wanted to try to stay out on the cutting edge of this thing if we could. Obviously, our strategy didn't work. The 100-degree temperatures with 30, 40, 50 mile an hour desiccating winds really did a number. We had a lot of these rows and some of the seeds dried out. But the good news is that it dried down so fast that I think that this seed and a lot of the other ones that are in the blanks, we can tell that we did not have a radical emerged from the micropilar end of the seed, which means that this seed's still viable if we can get water to it.
And is this pretty indicative of what you're seeing with growers in the area?
It's going to be pretty similar. Most of the growers wouldn't have had the opportunity to apply water from a tailwater pit. We just happen to have enough runoff that went into the pit that we could do some good with that, we thought. And if we would have had about twice that much, we would have a stand now. It would all look like this, but unfortunately, we just didn't have that.
Let's talk now about some of the extension trials, Randy, that you have in other areas of this region.
Well, you know, really what we do, we work with a lot of our county extension educators, and we have a good crew of extension support personnel here, including Shane Osborne. Shane's been at this center for about 12 or 13 years, and my hat's off to him because he's done a super job. And we have county trials, I believe, in, I don't know, roughly 8 counties or so. I'd have to go back and double check my math on that, but it's going to be mostly the counties that have significant amount of cotton production. We have 5 irrigated trials, and we have 8 dryland trials that are planted. These would be small plot replicated trials, actually in producer fields under their conditions, and I know that our growers really like those and appreciate them. We've also moved toward doing some larger plot trials too. We call those race trials, replicated agronomic cotton evaluation trials, and we will use the producer's equipment and planter and harvester. And of course, we can't look at near as many varieties, but certainly can look at some of the best ones, and certainly some of the new ones, and see how those compare to the standards. So we have a situation here where we're trying to kind of change up some of the things, keep the best of the best, and maybe try to do some additional things, and really try to our best to focus on making cotton more profitable for the Oklahoma cotton farmer. And
of course, without question, you need some rain to help you do all that.
We certainly do, absolutely. And obviously, you know, you guys have kind of brought a few clouds down today. That's more than we've seen in a long time, so maybe you need to come back more often.
Okay, we'll do that. And good luck with everything, and we hope that it starts to turn around down here, because I know it's been a rough few months. Randy Bowman, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.